There was once a time when the Muslim world was united under one banner, the Caliphate of the Ottomans. From the Arabian deserts to the gates of Europe, millions of Muslims saw Istanbul as their center of strength. But behind the shadows, a great storm was coming. A storm that would tear apart this unity forever, and the British Empire stood at the heart of this plan. By the late 1800s, the Ottoman Empire was standing at a crossroads. For centuries, it had carried the banner of Islam, defending the Ummah from east and west. But after long wars, political struggles and pressures from Europe, the empire had begun to lose its strength. Yet what worried Britain most was not weakness, it was location. The Ottomans controlled the Middle East, the Suez Canal, and the roads to India, the jewel of Britain's crown. And then a new treasure was discovered: oil. Oil in Persia, oil in Mesopotamia. Britain knew the Ottomans stood between them and the fuel of the future. Slowly they began preparing, by supporting Arab nationalism, by planting agents, and by waiting for the right war. When the First World War broke out in 1914, the Ottomans sided with Germany. Britain saw its chance. The Ottoman Caliphate, the last great Muslim power, was now an enemy to be crushed. British generals drew plans to invade Ottoman lands, Baghdad, Jerusalem, Damascus. But they also drew secret maps to divide the empire before the war even ended. In 1915, Britain and its allies launched the Gallipoli campaign, an attempt to capture Istanbul and destroy the Ottomans in one strike. But against all odds, the Ottomans, led by Mustafa Kemal, defended their capital. Gallipoli became a graveyard for thousands of British and Anzac soldiers. Britain failed here, but they would not give up. If the Ottomans could not be defeated from the outside, they would be torn apart from within. In 1916, Britain made secret promises to Sharif Hussein of Makkah: "Support us, and we will give the Arabs independence." Gold, weapons, and spies were sent, Lawrence of Arabia among them. The Arab Revolt was launched, tearing away the Hijaz from Ottoman rule. But while Muslims shed blood believing in freedom, Britain had already signed the Sykes-Picot Agreement with France to divide Muslim lands like spoils of war. In 1917, the British marched into Baghdad and then into Jerusalem. For the first time in centuries, Al-Quds fell to non-Muslim control. British General Allenby declared proudly, "Today the Crusades are ended." At the same time, Britain made another promise, this time to the Zionists. The Balfour Declaration promised a homeland for Jews in Palestine, ignoring the Muslims already living there. One betrayal followed another. But Britain's victory was not complete. The Caliphate still existed, even if weak, so they supported movements inside Turkey that would finally abolish it. In 1924, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk ended the Ottoman Caliphate forever. The title that once united Muslims from Morocco to India was gone. For the first time in 300 years, there was no caliph for the Ummah. For Muslims, this was not just the fall of an empire, it was the breaking of unity, the loss of political power, the beginning of colonization. Palestine was handed away, borders were drawn to divide us. The dream of a single Ummah was shattered, and from this wound the Muslim world still bleeds today. The British role in defeating the Ottomans was not just about war. It was about ending Muslim unity, seizing oil, and controlling the heart of the world. From the ashes of the Caliphate, Muslims were left divided, colonized, and betrayed. And until today, we still live with the consequences. The question remains, will the Ummah ever rise again.